streaming.
Okay. So
I'll give it a second.
okay.
Give it a second. Just wait. Just wait. It takes a second. Things have to work, and they take forever to start working. If it actually goes. Did I click stream? Yes, I did.
You know what? Let's call it a night. It was probably an interesting point to stop off anyways. It leaves them wanting more. It's like a to be continued.
Yeah, sure. Well, we are running if you want to continue.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Yep.
So essentially, I don't believe that Trump was so much of a pussy as he was a diplomat. And honestly, I have no problem with him not... honestly, like, in my opinion, he could literally, like, you know, give him a handy J on stage. Do you know why?
Why?
Because as long as if it came down to it, the objective was basically kill him now, and he would do it, I would be fine with it. Like, the way he appears, it serves my purpose better. Like, if everyone considers him to be a giant pussy, like every country considers him to be a giant pussy, the art of war dictates that's an advantage. In some ways, as long as you are stronger than you appear.
Okay, but you're looking at this from a standpoint of we want to go to war with Russia, we want to fight, and that's not what's going on here. We don't want to go to war with Russia. We don't want to do anything like that. What we want to do is we want fucking Russia to own up to the fact that they straight up fucked with shit that has to do with our sacred election process.
Our sacred election process. You mean the one that was smirched by the DNC? Sacred? Yeah.
Okay, but do you really feel like that justifies it?
Justifies it. What do you mean?
The fact that there was some scandal there. There was some, you know, Hillary pushing and shit like that. Does that make it okay now?
Let's isolate what the Russians actually did. So I agree that there was meddling, okay, in the election.
Yes.
So that meddling pertained to, presumably, I'll test this to the Russians, even though there's a lack of evidence for it. In my opinion, I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Hacking into the DNC and then exactly releasing what they discovered.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would have done the same thing. If I had given the opportunity, I would have hacked into the DNC and released exactly what I found. And actually, I don't know if I'd have that much scruples. I may have altered some stuff. Like, like Bill Clinton was like, yeah, rape that bitch. Like, I would definitely, like said some extra stuff in there so no one would be really sure. Like, that's what I would do. So it turns out whoever did this, assuming it's the Russians, give you the credit, might be the Russians, probably is the Russian.
All right.
That's all they did. They just revealed the truth. And if the truth is damning enough to fuck you over like that, like, it's on you, I think.
Like, oh God, it's so terrible what the DNC did. The fact that a private company put up the person that was helping fund them. I mean, seriously, you're acting like the primaries and caucuses and shit are like a publicly controlled thing where anybody can, you know, run as like some low-end person and win the nomination, when that isn't how it has to be. There's no rules saying that that's the case.
How did Trump make it?
Trump made it the right way.
Go on. Explain how Trump made it when everyone said that he was going to lose.
You talking about win the election or win the primaries?
The caucuses. You're saying that you acted like the caucuses are a publicly controlled thing. And I asked you...
They're not. I mean, they're not. They're not at all. But apparently... Hold on. Okay, you just want me to say this. Apparently, Republicans have a bit more...
scruples?
Yes. Scruples.
Virtue.
Honesty in this situation than Democrats did at the time of this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So that's what happens, okay? Yes, they could technically override the public vote. But should they? The answer is no, because what happens? They lose what?
The election. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. I mean, no matter how we look at it, that's what happened.
They played their hand. They rolled their dice. If they had not done anything like that, would there be anything to discover? What would be the big release reveal? Oh, we hacked the DNC. There's this guy talking bad about
Do
Hillary,
you? No.
and then this guy talking bad about this guy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But do
No.
you think that Hillary would have won the election if?
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
Neither
ahead.
do-
I'm sorry.
No. I believe you. That seems like a perfect answer. But I'll ask the actual question: do you think Hillary Clinton would have won the election if the DNC servers were not hacked?
No.
Yeah, neither
You know
do
why?
I. But
You know why?
I have my theory as to why. But go ahead and tell me yours.
Okay, so if the DNC servers were not hacked, she still would have won the popular vote, right?
Yeah.
Or not the popular vote. The primary.
The
right?
primary, yes.
She may have gotten a higher popular vote.
She did get a higher popular vote.
Wait, what do you mean?
She
no,
did.
I'm saying. Okay, listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
She may have gotten a higher popular vote,
Mm-hmm.
higher than she already got. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But it wouldn't have mattered because the electoral colleges, which are dictated by the states themselves,
Yep.
going towards a candidate,
Yep.
would have dictated it.
Yep.
And if you look at the demographic chart, if you ever look at it, the county chart, have you seen it before?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you see when you look at it?
Well, mostly gerrymandering.
You see gerrymandering.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's how we determine districts. We don't determine them by counties. We do a process called gerrymandering.
Okay.
So basically,
so-
every so often, the state will get together, the state congress and state senate, and they'll decide
I
what
know
the
what you're-
districts are.
So, to be clear, I asked when you looked up a county 16,
Do what?
a county map,
Yeah.
okay, of the United States that dictates the county lines, okay, and then you're looking at the 2016 elections,
Yeah.
and you said gerrymandering. You see gerrymandering.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's just how they redistrict. But okay, let me go into this. So, if you were, let me see if I can find one real quick, because that would help. Yeah, let me see if I can, there we go. There's one that's nicely detailed. Let me see if I can get a better picture of it.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, okay, so I found one here. Okay. So, alright.
So you,
Sorry, you cut out there, Josh. Say that again.
oh, are you looking at the thing I asked you to?
Yes, I'm looking at one right now.
One what?
A map.
Okay, excellent. So what do you see?
I see a lot of red and a lot of blue. And a lot more pink.
A lot of blue. A lot of pink. Okay, the pink means that the district was won for the Republicans.
Yes, correct.
It's a little okay. Try to find one that is red or blue because the pink is a
No. This is red or blue. I mean, there's a light blue and a light pink. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
The light blue and the light pink are make it, for me, a little visually difficult to understand what I'm seeing. But he won basically the entire nation.
Here, I'll post this for you real quick if we have a chat here at all. Yes, we do.
So he won more of the land mass, more of the spread out peoples or whatever. Like, it's clearly like a win for him. The reason why is because she won all the cities and he won everywhere else essentially.
Well, that's not exactly the case, especially in Iowa, Colorado, New Mexico, California. Well, California, she won most stuff.
Naming states. Why are you naming them? I don't understand.
Because she won areas other than cities. You're looking at this as too much of a cities game. What it is it's a states game. It always has been. And the reason why she lost is because she didn't spend enough time working on Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan.
The second part that I was going to ask you to do is to look up a population distribution map. So it's basically a map that shows spikes where there's populations. and then if you compare the two maps, you'll see that all the places that are blue, or not all of them, I should say, most of the places that are blue are places where there's huge spikes in population.
Let's see. Population distribution map. Man.
I think it's a topographical map, I think.
Oh, wait.
Because
maybe I shouldn't click on
the
maps. I should click on images because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, in images.
Okay, here we go. Yeah. All right. That is a very bad map. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can find something better. What the fuck? Sorry. Little bit of a weird map I just saw that had Canada and the United States. It's like, what?
It's okay. I forgive you. You're fine.
Fuck, all I can really find is a really shit map. But, okay. Yeah. Anyways, I can look at this. It'll work. All right. So, go ahead. I see what you're...
Okay, so if you... The two...
Hold on.
The densest population...
The densest populated area. Hold on. Okay, so darker is better in this. Okay, so darker is higher. So the densest population areas, yes, she won most of those. You are correct. Did I lose you?
Yeah. So that... Hello?
You're cutting out pretty good right now.
Oh.
Hello?
I'm still here. You want me to keep talking?
I can't really... Hold on. See if the lag spike will go away at all. It may not. Alright, go ahead and talk now. I'm starting to get better background noise. Alright, go ahead. Nope, I think I lost you, man.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, barely.
Should I go into speak?
To speaker mode? Might not be the worst idea in the world. See if that helps.
Okay.
All right, there we
Can
go.
you-
Yeah, you sound fine.
All right. So remember, when I'm talking, you'll have to try not to make any weird sounds.
What?
Because it'll cut me.
What?
So basically, I'm just pointing out that Trump won basically everywhere that wasn't a major city.
Yes.
That is just because that sort of the democratic mindset,
Mm-hmm.
this is my own theory, is best cultivated in cities. Do you know why?
I couldn't give you an exact reason, but go ahead.
Basically, you are more reliant on the closeness with other people. The more, I guess, diverse the population of the city appears to be, the more you will identify as a candidate that cares about the welfare aspect of it. Because you can't meet them all. You can't go out there and do all that work yourself. It's too populous, so you trust the government to do it. And the Democrats usually are a bigger government.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. So the problem with that is it's not a winning candidate's platform to have a bigger government and become more socialist, because most of America is still America and they don't want to be a socialist country.
No, I don't think that's the complete case. I think it has to do with there's generally a higher population of younger people in cities.
You think there's I mean, I guess it's a possibility.
Yeah, I think it has a lot more to do with that than it does with what you're talking about there. I think Hillary Clinton would have had a much better chance at winning the election if she would have literally just campaigned better in 3 states, and she would have won. I mean, it is a numbers game, no matter how you look at elections. Go ahead.
Her campaign mean nothing. I mean, it was not what she said or did. It was who she was. I'm sorry. It's not what she said, it's what she did. Okay? She said basket of deplorables. Do you know who that is?
That's the God and Bible and gun people. Right?
See my finger pointing at myself?
If-
Can you see my picture?
Yeah. I get it. It's you.
Okay. Yeah. So that would be me, and that means that I'm not voting for you now. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Trump never insulted the base of really anybody. I mean, he didn't say that Democrats were all baskets of deplorables.
That's true. I mean, look at the guy. I get what you're saying. Fuck, Romney did it, and he lost the fucking elections.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
And
the whole 45% comment he did, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, that was kind of I didn't really understand it at the time because it was, when I heard it, it was from the Daily Show and it was all cut to shit and it was a joke. But what he was saying is that people who don't pay taxes won't really care about him because they are on welfare, which is an accurate statement. The people who don't pay taxes are on welfare, or most of them are receiving, sorry, I shouldn't say most of them. A sizable portion of them are receiving some sort of benefit from the government.
Yeah, generally in terms of tax benefits, but yes.
Yeah, essentially they're receiving some benefit from the government, and they want that benefit to continue, so they'll vote for the guy who's promising it, and that was Obama.
Yeah,
and
but at the same time, he wasn't promising against it either. So.
Yes, but he also wasn't endorsing it.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. Not at all.
Yeah. So that's kind of what a candidate does when they plan on reforming some stuff. Like, oh, come on. Like, sorry, pre-Trumpian candidate would say something along the lines like, I would never think of doing something like that. It would be I can't imagine putting out families on the street. And then he gets in office and he does that. That's what they used to do. Trump actually said, I want to build a wall and I'm going to stop people from coming in from Mexico. And then he did that. Or he's trying to do the second part. But yeah, he's doing the people not coming into Mexico part.
Yeah.
But essentially, the point of the matter is that like the Russian meddling is only not even a factor when it comes to all the problems that were wrong with Hillary Clinton. So if you're going to say that it cost, that's a little far because she was kind of a shit candidate.
She was a shit candidate.
It's basically a scapegoat that people use to say, I would have beat that guy. I'd have beat his ass. Yeah, I totally would have beat him if it wasn't for the thing I tripped on. Oh man.
Yeah, no, that's totally Clinton style too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I agree with you 100% on that. But what I also believe is that Trump totally pissed on hookers. I mean, my God, that is such a Trump thing.
He's 70 old, right?
What?
He's 70-something years old?
Yes, I do.
If he was into pissing on hookers, he had a lifetime of doing that.
That's a good point. That is a good point. That you bring up there.
Why haven't we heard anything about it until now?
Well, we heard about it right after the election. It's because BuzzFeed's the only non-reputable. You know what I mean? They don't have good enough reputation to give a fuck, so they put it out there. Otherwise, we probably never would have heard about it.
You mean they put out the thing that the FBI used to start the investigation?
No. But it wasn't a story until BuzzFeed got a hold of it. And was like, we can't verify it, but fuck it, Oh,
it was still a story before they got a hold of it.
Yeah, but no one would print it because it was too unverifiable.
Except for the FBI.
Well, the FBI was still looking into it, but they never put it out, I might add. There was never any leaks about it from the FBI.
By your own mouth, you just said that no one would do it because it was unverifiable.
But the FBI totally did.
Yeah, so what does that say?
I don't know. Apparently a judge agreed with them, though. Of course.
The judge.
Yeah, the judge might have been lied to a little bit.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Or at least
been
lied to might be a strong word. It's more like information was withheld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More like information was withheld. Like why we're wiretapping a presidential candidate. That kind of information withheld.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So, anyways, regardless, the situation with Putin and Trump, it seems to me just to be a diplomatic move to not point out. But even though I slapped you with my dick in Syria, hey, I trust that you didn't do this. I don't have the evidence to prove it.
Okay, but then he fucking backtracks on it the next day, so that's not even something you could say is true at this point.
Right. Now, we're talking about it during the conference.
Yes.
Okay. And then conference, he does a presidential backtrack, which is a common move. It's a common bitch move that many presidents do. Unfortunately, Trump gave in to the hate, essentially, and maybe he actually did mean it. I don't know.
So do you believe in like a shadow government, like the deep government or whatever, that the government's against Trump, like the FBI is against him, the intelligence community is against him? Do you think that's true?
To some degree, yes. I believe that there are factors of the shadow government that sort of make it look bigger than it really is.
Mm-hmm.
And so far as the shadow government, so for example, when there was an order when I was in the military, right, I followed the order. Okay.
Yeah.
So if the order to steal this Jeep from somebody, I'd steal the Jeep. Turns out, if that Jeep was not supposed to be stolen because the order came from the shadow government, I would never have known, and I'd still done the job. So as far as the shadow government works, if you're in a position of authority, you have a big arm of this shadow government because people are going to do what you say. And they're not going to know they're a part of the shadow government. They're just in it. As far as anyone's concerned, this is the shadow government acting, and it is, but it's using people who are just following orders or just investigating what they're told to, so on and so forth.
Well, okay. Let me break this down. What I want to ask you is, all right, ever since Trump took office, he has fought a war against the media, calling them fake, saying that they've come up with all these fake stories. And now, since the media is no longer reputable, now the Democrat Party is going to use the shadow government, the CIA, to go against him, the FBI to go against him, and now we're calling the FBI fake. I mean, it just sounds like playground politics there. It sounds like a lot of bullshit that's just coming out of it. At some point, you got to admit that he's lying.
Mm-hmm. So, if that were to be true, okay, then there would be no evidence that would suggest that the FBI did anything.
Hey, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I lost. Correct? Hold on. I lost like the last minute of what you said. So go ahead and do that again.
Okay. So if that's true, if Trump is doing this bullshit, then it would suggest that the FBI did absolutely nothing that they shouldn't have done, right?
Hold on. I'm a bit lost what your term of thought is there. Okay, so if it's true that the FBI, or if that Trump is, or God, say your question one more time. I'm lost on it, man.
So you propose that Trump is making falsehoods, casting shade on the FBI when it doesn't deserve it. So I'm saying if that's true, then the FBI would have done nothing shady, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Peter Strzok.
Uh-oh. Go ahead. What about Peter Strzok?
Well, what about Peter Strzok?
Well, okay, fine. I'll look it up. Peter... I don't know how to spell his name. Strzok. I know I raped that. Yep.
I was asking you if you knew Peter Strzok.
I do not know much about him. So hold on. I'm trying to... Oh, yeah. The dude that was sleeping with the chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the whole deal with this guy was that he was having an affair with this woman. And I think we're thinking it's the guy. How many times did you look so innocent to you? Okay, yeah. Eisenleiter. Okay, so this dude was sleeping with one of his coworkers or whatever, and cheating. He was having an affair with her, and straight up sent her, like, they sent each other texts back and forth saying, oh god, it was like Trump's only liked by people that go to Walmart or something like that, and don't worry, there's no chance he's ever going to stay the president or win or something. Is that correct?
That's correct. And he even went so far as to say that will stop him.
Yes. But he also was kicked off this whole thing the second that information came out.
Mm-hmm. So after that came out, so guess what he did before that information came out?
What did he do?
Do you remember someone called Hillary Clinton?
Yes.
Do you remember someone was going to investigate him from the FBI?
Yes.
You remember who that person would be?
Comey.
Peter Strzok.
No, it was Comey.
Peter Strzok was involved in that case too.
Okay, fine. Let's say he was, which I don't think is true either.
Okay, you can read just because they chose to go soft on her because she might be the next president.
Yes, they did choose to go soft on her just because she might be the next president, and I believe that's exactly why they went soft on her. Also,
they didn't. What was it? They didn't actually investigate her at all. Turns out, funnily enough, they didn't do it. So
just for the emails, which they did investigate, they had tons of lawyers looking at constantly for like 6-7 months straight, just siphoning through the emails.
Yeah, they didn't. They already cleared her for it. Comey wrote the whole thing before they were ever even interviewing.
So there weren't lawyers looking through all the emails?
No, they're look through them. They definitely did. Yeah.
Yeah. So you wouldn't call that an investigation?
No, that would be her lawyers.
No. It wasn't her lawyers that were looking through them. These were prosecutors and things like that.
Oh, do you mean Wiener's laptop?
No. Like, she literally turned over most of her emails to the FBI, who then siphoned through all of them to find classified data, and then they released a report before they ever made any decision about it. They made a report saying, yes, there was classified data on here.
To my knowledge, the classified data discovery came from Wiener's emails.
No.
Wiener's.
No, she had a whole separate investigation done where they siphoned through to see what classified information was actually there. There was like a lot of legal proceedings involved with it.
If you say so. What I'm saying is that
they did investigate her. In fact, there's been people who've worked for Hillary Clinton who literally had to talk to the FBI.
I'm not saying they did not. Okay. What I'm saying is not a real investigation. Do you know why?
Because they decided there was no crime committed.
Yes, they decided there was no crime before they investigated.
But they did do an investigation before that to determine what was in the emails. And when they determined what was in the emails, they decided that there was nothing in those emails that would equate a major crime.
And before they began any of that, they already determined there wouldn't be a major crime.
No, this was before that.
No, Comey made the memo exonerating her before they investigated.
No, they did not.
You can look it up yourself.
Comey did it after this original siphoning through of the emails.
You can look it up yourself. The facts will speak for themselves, so to speak.
Hold on. Clinton's emails. Let's just ask that.
Yeah, good luck with
it. What? Wait, you don't think that'd be a good search?
Nope, I don't.
Okay, well, what do you think would be the best way to type that in?
Comey, Clinton, exoneration.
Okay. Comey Clinton exoneration. Well, here, I got something here that's key dates. Okay, so in July 10th of 2015, the FBI opened up a criminal investigation codenamed Mid-Year Exam into Hillary Clinton's handling of classified information while being the Secretary of State. In late September of 2015, as then FBI Director James Comey prepared for his first public questions about the case at a congressional hearing and meetings with reporters, he met with then attorney Loretta Lynch at the Justice Department. Lynch asked him to refer the investigation as a matter, Comey said in his book, A Higher Loyalty. In a statement to CNN after Comey's book was released, Lynch defended her language and said no concerns were raised. If he had any concerns regarding the email investigation, classified or not, he had ample opportunities to raise them with me, both privately and in meetings. He never did. And June 27, 2016, Lynch met with President Bill Clinton at an airport in Phoenix after Clinton realized the two were on separate planes on the same tarmac. In July of 2017, Lynch said at the Aspen Institute that she wouldn't do it again. She made clear she wouldn't formally recuse herself from the investigation, but would accept the recommendations of career DOJ staff and the FBI. Hillary Clinton was interviewed by the FBI on July 2nd, 2016 for 3.5 hours. And then, July 5th, the Comey, in A Higher Loyalty, said he called Lynch and Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates and told them that he planned to hold a news conference on the Clinton case and was not coordinating the statement with the Justice Department. Comey writes in his book that Lynch asks only, "What will you be recommending?" And he replied with, "I'm sorry, but I'm not going to answer that. It's very important that I have not coordinated this in any way with the department. I hope someday you will understand why." And then later on, he issued his statement.
Yeah. So Comey exonerated Hillary Clinton before their interview?
No, the interview was like 4 days before. Like 3 or 4 days before her interview.
So is that Comey drafted in July 2016? Before July 2016?
No. It says the morning of July 5th, 2016. And then he interviewed Hillary Clinton on July 2nd of 2016. So the interview was 3 days before.
Former FBI Director James Comey drafted a statement exonerating former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton for running her government emails through a private email server before completing the investigation.
I don't know. This is not included in this story, so.
Okay.
But yeah, this story says that the FBI opened a criminal investigation in July of 2015. So there was a criminal investigation for a year. So she had a full-on criminal investigation for 1 year is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, 1 year for a completely different situation.
No, this is for the emails.
State, Benghazi.
What?
You're talking about when she was Secretary of State.
No, the FBI opened a criminal investigation codenamed Mid-Year Exam into Hillary Clinton's handling of classified information while she was the Secretary of State.
I know, I said when she was Secretary of State.
Yeah, that's when the emails were. After she was Secretary of State, it doesn't matter if she had her own private server or not. Only while she was the Secretary of State.
I know, I was repeating the information that you told me.
Oh, okay.
For clarity.
Yes, but they opened the investigation into those emails on a year before they made their ruling.
Say again?
They opened up the investigation a year before they made the ruling.
Yes, what's the point of what you're saying?
My point is they did investigate her. It's not like they didn't.
Okay, it's not a real investigation if they never intend to find anything.
Okay, so where are we hearing this? They're not intending to find anything. Like, I'm not getting that.
They're going to give her the people who interrogated decided for kid gloves because they expect her to become president.
Don't get me wrong, this is true. But this is how investigations are generally handled when it comes to presidents. I mean, the FBI has a policy of interference in elections. They don't want to cause an election to go one way or another. Why don't you think we heard anything about Trump's FBI investigation until after the election?
So you think that they were just going to be all nice during the interview to help her election?
No, I just think that's how they were probably going to do it either way. They really didn't have much on her. I mean, it's hard to prosecute a case like that, and even if they did, we're talking like a year in jail at worst.
So you said two different things. You said it's hard to prosecute, and then you said it's a year in jail at worst.
At worst. Like, this isn't something that would generally... Like, it's not like she murdered someone. Either way, okay? People who have been charged with similar things only face about a year in jail. This is not the level of a crime to warrant any type of investigation to a person running a presidential campaign.
Are you aware that Barack Obama emailed her private server?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that they negotiated on the cover-up story for Benghazi on the private server?
What? No. That sounds like bull, but I'll look that up too. Cover up Benghazi email. Let's see.
That may be speculation. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't think that's real, man. But here we go. New York Post. Inside the scramble to cover up Clinton's private email server. Computers from China and Russia tried to attack Hillary Clinton's private email server. Oh, wow. I don't think I'm even going to find anything on this. It's Gallo humor message one. It's called Hillary's cover-up operation. The FBI in July chastised Clinton and her aides over the use of a private server, saying that they were extremely careless in their handling of sensitive, highly classified information, but the agency declined to recommend charge. Yeah, this is pretty much all the same shit. I don't think this has anything to do with Benghazi, actually.
Okay, well, I'll retract that statement because it's difficult to verify.
Mm-hmm. Nope, here's one story. Of course Clinton deleted those Benghazi emails on purpose.
Yeah, it sounds really legit.
Yeah. Look, the Benghazi thing, too. God, I don't even want to defend Hillary Clinton. I hate you for making me do this. Hillary Clinton's a bad person. I agree with this. What?
It's shocking. Shocking that you think that.
What? She is a bad person, man. And I guarantee you she had fucking Bobby Kennedy killed, too.
May I ask who you voted for?
Hillary Clinton. I couldn't vote for Trump, man. There's no way I could have done it.
No, you could have.
Trump does not line up with my ideals at all. At least Clinton does.
Okay. Well, like what ideals?
Like universal health care. Cheaper college. Shit like that. I mean, sure, I don't like the woman. I don't like anything about her. But by God, I did not want net neutrality repealed, and they fucking did it. Hillary Clinton wasn't going to do that shit, yet Donald Trump went ahead and did. So, right there is excuse enough.
And how is net neutrality affecting you
Give
now?
it another 2 or 3 months, man. I'm telling you, it's going to fucking happen.
Keep waiting on it, and then it'll...
It's gotta happen, man. The internet's gonna be dead. It's gonna be dead. A year from now, you're gonna be like, what the fuck happened to the internet? And be like, I fucking told you, Josh. I told you. You know what I mean?
Is that net neutrality?
What?
Your net neutrality doing something? Oh, no, it's nothing. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. You'll see. A day that Your internet's all your favorite websites get blocked off because they're too conservative for advertiser-friendly content. You'll be thrilled.
You know what's funny is, I would think that a person who's essentially an atheist would not like to join up for another religion, but yet you prove this is something that people do.
What do you mean?
The religion of the Democrats is, Trump is the devil essentially, and basically you guys need a champion, a new Christ.
We do need a new Christ.
Oh, what was Obama for you guys?
Obama was all right. He wasn't great, but he was all right. But we need an FDR, damn it.
Well, it's funny because everyone keeps comparing Trump to Obama. And it's like, oh, he doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. He's evil. He's the devil. Yeah.
What? First off, Trump's not the devil. Trump's just an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
An idiot who beat the candidate. Yep.
Yeah. He won because he said the right words at the right time.
Right. And an idiot who's actually solved some problems that you actually appreciate.
Like the only thing I would be kind of happy about is the fact that my paycheck's a bit bigger every month. That one I'm okay with. But I don't like the fact that it's at the expense of tax money, but whatever.
And then you probably don't like the whole North Korea thing.
What, the North Korea thing? No, that's all right too. No, that's cool.
Oh wait. Okay. Well, he's an idiot though, so it's like that's kind of fair.
Look, everybody's got their talents. The guy's a good talker, unless if it comes to Putin.
Okay. So, and then you think that he was a little too harsh on our allies too,
Yeah, way too harsh on our allies.
And then what about the part where they're not paying anything and we are? So.
Yeah, we're in a total trade war right now. Yeah.
No, well, I mean, particularly our allies. We're all part of NATO, and Germany's getting their power, like 60% of it from Russia, and we're supposed to protect them from Russia, but they're getting their power from Russia. So what are we supposed to do if they shut the power off? Fight Russia?
What? If Russia cuts the power off, they're supposed to fight Russia? I see what you're saying. Or we're supposed to go in and fight Russia for their power. No. I get you. I get what the concept is here. All right, but what is Germany's other options for electricity?
United States.
United States, can they get electricity from us?
Yeah, we could give them propane. We could give them...
So, less energy efficient electricity.
Less energy.
What? I'm assuming that the electricity they're getting from Russia is probably nuclear powered. A lot easier to transport along country lines. Look, either way, obviously that's in Germany's best interests and not in our best interests when it comes to NATO. But then again, Russia is also part of the UN. So there should be no expectation that Germany and Russia are going to get into a war with each other.
So then why pay for NATO? We pay out of the pocket for NATO. Why do we do that?
Because we want to be the world's police, man. We had this whole conversation earlier about how we should be the world's police.
So then, who's going to pay us?
No one. We pay for it.
I
mean, right now, all the countries are supposed to pop in 2%. And they all have agreed to. And I think they've even agreed to by 2024. So, I mean...
I think they did the 4%.
What?
I think they're going to pay 4%.
Oh, are they going to pay 4? Well, then there you go. We pay like 4.7 right now.
They were supposed to pay 2% a year ago.
Yeah.
So they did.
But they didn't.
Yeah, that's what he was bitching about. So.
Yeah, no. But
so let's just. Yeah, but what does he have to bitch at Russia about? Just the election thing? Then they don't have.
Well, the election thing was the big thing in the news, and we do have evidence for that. You just think because you don't have a server that there is no evidence. That isn't how it works.
No, what I'm saying is there's no evidence that it had any effect at all
on the election. Yeah, but that isn't the point. Just because you tried to steal something and didn't get away with it doesn't mean you didn't break the law, you know?
No, okay. Tried to steal something and didn't get away with it is a poor analogy. What you're trying to say is...
That's exactly what they did. They stole something and they didn't get away with it.
What'd they steal?
They stole information.
What'd they do with it?
They released it publicly.
That's not a stealing. That's taking from the rich and giving to the poor. You just accused Russia of being Robin Hood.
Okay, fine. Let's call that. If I was to go over to Trump Tower and steal something from there and then give it to the poor, something tells me I'd be in jail too. Am I right?
Yeah. The people who you essentially stole from would try to jail you, I suppose. But in this particular case, what was stolen was information that should have been the people's.
No, it shouldn't have. It was a private company's information. That is, the information on that server is no different than the plans to build your new product.
A private company's information that touted itself as a people's company.
It doesn't matter. It's
It does
still
matter.
illegal. It's still wrong. No matter how you look at it, it is information that is being obtained through hacking. It is illegal.
Okay. There were two wrongs in this scenario. Okay. Someone hacking the DNC and the DNC lying to people.
Yes, but that doesn't make any of them less bad. You guys act like this fucking hacking is like no big deal. It came out to the people. It was just another leak. Yeah, tell that to Snowden, who can't even walk in this country even now.
I don't know what that means. But the point of the matter is I understand that it's bad. But what you seem to suggest is that the effect is also bad. So I understand that it is legally wrong to steal from a private company. And that it is also morally wrong to lie to the people that you are supposed to be serving.
I'll tell you right now, Obama had the balls to tell Putin to his face that he should give Snowden back. When Snowden took asylum in Russia after he stole data from America.
Wow. That was some real balls. And then Russia took Crimea.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Now, Trump doesn't have the balls to say that to Putin about the information that was stolen in this case.
Hey, do you remember what Obama did? What Obama did with his balls when Russia took Crimea?
Yeah, suck it. I never said Obama was a great president. You know who would have done something about it, though? FDR.
FDR.
FDR would have. Everybody forgets that he was the greatest president ever.
Would have allowed Pearl Harbor to happen so we'd get in the war.
Oh my god, that is so not true. It's ridiculous. That is like some bullshit conspiracy theory that came up and somehow is stuck and been taught in schools. It's not true. That is a lie.
Maybe it is a lie. What about him not including black people into his New Deal?
Fuck you.
Is that
it was a different time. It was a different time.
It was a different time.
It was a different time. Okay.
The Republican Party.
Okay, who would you say is the best president ever? I'm curious.
So far, Trump.
Trump?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Out of all of them? You're not even a Reaganite.
I don't even know anything about Reagan. First of all...
Do you even know the last 5 presidents?
Yes, I think so.
All right.
Carter, Reagan, Jimmy Carter, Bush, Clinton.
Hold on. Let's go backwards because I think you're quite a bit out of order here. Let's go backwards. So Trump's president now. Who's president before Trump?
Obama, Bush, Clinton, Bush.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jimmy Carter was before Bush.
No.
Yeah. Who is it then?
Reagan.
Ah, shit. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Then Jimmy Carter.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm your typical American.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah. And then it was, I think it was Ford after that, then, or before that, then Nixon, then fucking LBJ, then Kennedy, then I can't remember before Kennedy. So.
Yes, well, your presidential knowledge is very long and very...
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Oh, hold on. Are you one of those conservatives that claim that you're a big constitutionalist?
I don't know why it wouldn't be.
Okay, what's the Bill of Rights?
What do you mean? What is the Bill
What's
of
the
Rights?
Bill of Rights?
What?
What's the Bill? Go ahead.
I don't know what you're referring to. Are you referring to what is in the Bill of Rights or what it is as a document?
Sure. What is the Bill of Rights as a document?
Okay, it's a unique document that was penned by the founders that indicated that people have inalienable rights.
Okay, but we're talking about Constitution here. What is the Bill of Rights?
You're asking me like the title of something. That asking me like it or something.
The
like,
Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments of the Constitution.
Yes, I know that.
Okay.
I don't know what.
All right. Fair enough.
You didn't ask like
What's the Third Amendment?
okay, search and seizure is the fourth one.
Yes.
The third one is, I think, the freedom of the press.
No.
What is it?
That's the first one, I might add. Third one, I just had to ask you a random number. I think the third one is you don't have to quarter troops in your home. But let me double check that.
Here are ones we never talk about.
Yeah, the third one's the one we never talk about. Third Amendment of the no soldier shall in a time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner. But yeah, I always like to get this with people sometimes because most people don't know anything about the Constitution. But yeah, First Amendment's the overall freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion, all that stuff. That's
right.
all covered in the First Amendment.
The point of the matter is not to be somebody who is knowledgeable of the Constitution, because, I mean, you can be accepting of the Quran, like, as something that exists, and then not want people to essentially destroy Muslims without ever reading a Quran. The point of the matter is that I stand for making sure that what the formula that we have created to make sure the government and the United States, as it has previously functioned, continues to function, which means not altering it without any sort of real reason. Like, against changing the Second Amendment just because some kids got shot by another kid anywhere in the country. It's not worth it, in my opinion.
No, you're right there. That is important. Definitely.
I don't have to read or recite every piece of the Constitution to believe that no one should alter it, because no one has altered it and we have gotten good results from it.
Our Constitution was altered last in 1990.
Okay, what's your point?
I'm just saying, our Constitution does get altered. It is a living, breathing document.
It is not a living, breathing document.
And hell, if you want to talk about an actual alter, because I'm just talking about adding amendments there, our Constitution was altered in 1933, I think. I think that's what you...
It is like a zombie or a vampire, in which sometimes we'll bring it to life, change it, kill it again.
Yeah, exactly. That is a good analogy. That's very true. But yeah, our Constitution does change, so nothing is set in stone. Amendments can be repealed. They have been repealed.
Yes, but it requires a massive act of the unified country towards that goal.
Yeah, it takes a 2/3 vote.
It shouldn't be done by the courts. It shouldn't be done by the...
The courts can't do it, no. It is a 2/3 vote. Yeah, courts aren't allowed to do it. It has to be a 2/3 vote by Congress.
You were joking right now. Do you know what Roe versus Wade is?
Yeah, I know what Roe versus Wade is.
Okay. Do you know of any constitutional right for women to abort babies?
Nope.
So why is it now a part of the Constitution?
Because it's not. There's nothing in the Constitution that says you can abort babies.
Okay. So why is it supported by the Constitution?
Oh, I'm sure there's some reasoning for it. This is not my topic here because I told you before I'm not a supporter of abortion, like in any way.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't put you on spot. I
Yeah,
can tell you what.
Go ahead.
So, essentially, Roe versus Wade determined the age of viability. Like under the age of viability, you could kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Viability, it's a real person.
Yeah.
And when it's under the age of viability, it's under the jurisdiction of the woman to decide, and it's her freedom as protected under the Constitution.
Yeah, but what amendment would that be covered?
Just Roe versus Wade.
Abortion Amendment. Human Life Amendment. The Human Life Amendment is the name of multiple proposals to amend the Constitution that would have the effect of overturn. Alright, that doesn't help. Roe versus Wade. Let me just see a journal wiki. History of abortion laws, prior history of the case. Supreme Court distribution. The court issued its decision with a 7-2 majority. Wow, that's a hell of a majority, I might add. Vote in favor of Roe. Justice Stewart filed concerning opinions, and Justice White filed a dissenting opinion in which Justice blah 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 opinions were issued. Okay. The court declined to adopt the district's court's Knife Amendment rationale. What's the Knife Amendment? The amendment as proposed by Congress. Okay. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people.
Pursuit of happiness. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, correct. So, I don't know. I don't get the reasoning behind that. That makes no sense to me either. And I'm not an abortion supporter, so.
I understand that, but my point is that you said that the courts can't amend the Constitution.
They can't, but they can. They make judgments based on the Constitution, or they can. But normally they make judgments based on laws.
Those judgments can alter the Constitution if they so deem it to be appropriate. So
it doesn't alter them; it just interprets them.
Yes, in all functional purposes, it's an alteration.
But it's an interpretation of it. And once a judge interprets a constitutional amendment, that stands until another judge or a higher judge, in most cases, makes another determination. And it goes all the way up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has the final interpretation. And then after that, you could call it law, but there are ways to fix that,
I'm saying it's an alteration because until another judge changes it, every person who reads it, every court, has to follow.
Yes, but there are little ways to get around that. Like with abortion, for example, basically if you call a human being at the moment of conception, it nulls and voids the ruling.
What?
If a baby is a human being at the moment of conception, legally, if there is ever a law made that says babies are human beings at the moment of conception, basically the moment that the two partners have sex, that if there's a baby inside there, it's a baby, that completely voids Roe versus Wade.
Has that happened?
No.
So, as far as everyone, the law of the land is the same.
Yes.
And that is Roe versus Wade.
But again, it comes down to interpretations. If the baby isn't a living human person at the point of conception or at any other point during that time period, then it's free game.
So I think we're having a dispute of terminologies. I'm saying that for all effective purposes, the Constitution as it is enforced is changed until someone else changes it. You're saying that it's technically not changed.
It's not changed. There's nothing changed about the Constitution.
No, there is something that is changed. It's called the enforcement of the Constitution.
Correct, but again, there
is no watermark. I'm saying there is a watermark. For a period of time, people must do something that is not what is written. in the Constitution. Do you understand?
True, but again, they're interpreting the Constitution. The Constitution says you have the right to happiness no matter what, and no one can stop you from that.
That is your actual terminology. That is an interpretation. I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is the watermark that is left there is actual alterations to the reality of the Constitution. It's no longer what it was. It's something else until someone changes it back or changes it again.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Another perfect example is, what do you call that? The forced segregation. Brown versus Ferguson, or was that?
I think Brown versus Ferguson was the school thing, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so essentially, we could have done that two ways. We could have had a bunch of states decide that we will not segregate black people, right? Mm-hmm. But that wasn't dealing with the situation in the South, the Jim Crow laws. Yeah. Okay, because all these states individually decided that they wanted blacks to be separate from whites, so they passed a bunch of laws. Yeah. Individuals were required to enforce these laws, so businesses were basically fined if they didn't do this. It was against their interest as capitalist businesses. They want your money, whether you're black, green, or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're allowed to do it because their own people would come and beat them up and break their business, or the cops would come and fine them. The courts would fine them. So they had to enforce it on black people. So when the segregation ended, they also mandated it to be ended. So it wasn't a gradual thing. It was a sudden thing, and people were forced together. This caused a lot of problems that could have been avoided had it just been given the opportunity to alleviate itself, in my opinion. Or had essentially the people decide for themselves that they no longer want to be separated, which they had already
decided pretty much at that point, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it turned out to do more harm, I think, in my opinion, than good. Because when the courts forced it, people died. People were dying already, but I'm saying that people died, essentially, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But anyways, the only reason I think Trump is a good president is because he's actually promised the things. He actually did the campaign promises as much as he could. And I haven't seen anyone do that. I haven't heard of anyone doing it.
No, and all the presidents in our lifetime really haven't accomplished it. Even Obama with Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act, however you want to call it. Like, that was like, when he was running for president, he promised real change when it came to our healthcare system. And all he did was say, you know what? We'll just require you to have insurance. Like, the fuck, man. The fuck. Yeah. I think it's what you said you were going to give us. What the hell?
That's just one of the promises he backpedaled on.
Yeah, then Bush backpedaled on a bunch of shit too. Although I would argue Bush wasn't as terrible a president as everybody remembers. Clinton, I don't really know what his promises were. I was a little kid at the time, so I don't remember shit. And same thing pretty much from any time before that. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. He has done everything he said he was going to do. My problems with him is everything he said he was going to do are things that go against my ideologies.
Your ideologies are the actuality of,
like net neutrality and how nothing's happened yet? What do you mean?
Yes, that's exactly my point. Your ideology is a religion. You have a religion.
I have a religion based on my ideologies.
Do you know why I say that?
No.
You have faith beyond evidence that this thing will occur. There's no evidence and you still believe it.
No, it will occur. I'm telling you. But, okay, I'm willing to accept that nothing bad may ever come out of that. Okay? That's
and cool. Then what would that mean for you? If nothing happens with net neutrality, would you then like Trump?
No.
Why is that?
Well, there's other things there, too. I mean,
because
you know me and my whole opinions on borders and all that stuff and how I think they should be more of a who you're paying taxes to when you're there type of deal than they are right now, you know, where if you cross them, you're going to go to jail. You know, shit like that. But, and then, you know, the whole, fucking tax breaks. I'm not thrilled by the concept of tax breaks. I really think we need more taxes in this country, higher taxes. I think we should go back to our models from the 60s. You know, where tax rates got much higher. I think we need more tax brackets. Preferably a millionaire tax bracket would be nice, because right now our highest tax bracket is like $400,000, which doesn't even make sense in modern day society.
Do you know why that is?
Because people say that they won't invest in their companies if they don't have as much money.
Well, that's a possibility. I was thinking in particular that the millionaires are actually paying the most tax.
Yeah, well, I think they should pay even more. I think they should be paying closer to 90% of the taxes in the country.
I think
What?
I think people like you should start paying taxes.
I'm cool with that, too. I have no problem with it.
No, I mean only.
Oh, only pay taxes. And what are people like me?
You know, the people who have families that can actually afford to pay taxes, but they don't. They actually get money back from the government.
Yeah. No, I have no problem with us paying taxes. I would have no issue with that. I would not sit there and complain about that.
What I'm saying in particular is not to make an undue burden on you, okay? Not you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
In your situation shall not be mentioned. But what I'm saying is that there is more that people could do before we start taxing the shit out of the people who are already doing the most. But
we already taxed the shit out of them. And then we brought them down during the Reagan years. During the Nixon and Reagan years.
The interesting that you believe that taxes are something that I don't believe they are. You believe that they are the due sort of comeuppance for the government for all that they do. Is that correct?
Well, let me put it this way. If you want to make more money, what do? Save more or go out and get another job?
I suppose you go out and get another job in that particular analogy?
Yes. So why wouldn't the government need to get more money from us?
That's a very poor analogy if that's your
Yeah, it probably is a very poor analogy. I might give you that.
You're saying, why wouldn't the government want to get another job?
I'm just saying, if we're going to expand the government, then they're going to need more money to function.
Okay. What are we expanding the government to do?
Well, let's just use what we did this year. We expanded our military.
Mm-hmm.
So where does that money come from? We're already in debt.
So the taxes.
Taxes. And yet we drop taxes. What the hell?
Yeah, because more people can pay taxes. If they're too high, they just won't pay them.
What do you mean they just won't pay them? How do you just not pay taxes? You go to jail if you don't pay taxes. Well, all right, I know people that don't pay taxes, so.
Yeah, I was about to say, there are ways around paying taxes.
There are.
Not going to...
Yes, there are. You're right. But most people will pay their taxes.
No, most people don't pay their taxes.
Most people pay what they are required to pay.
Yes, when they are required to pay. And that's around, like, I think 40 or less than that % of the population.
Yes. But what I hate about taxes in our country is everyone thinks of them as, like, I'm being persecuted because I'm making more money. No, your money, the more money you make, the more you have to pay. It's that simple. You're not being persecuted. It's your money that's being taken away, not you.
You are being persecuted because you earn that money.
Now, I understand that. But to earn more money, you have to pay more money. If you want to earn what I earn, then, or less than what I earn because you're a single person, but if you wanted to earn less than what I earn, then you won't be paying taxes. It's your choice. You have the choice whether you want to earn more money and pay more.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just earn less money and not pay more.
Right. So your choice is either don't excel or do excel. and either way, you're going to be punished.
That ain't being punished. You just have to pay more to earn more. It's just like anything else.
You don't think paying the government money you'll never see again is not a punishment?
It's not a punishment. You pay more to earn more. That's just that simple.
No. You earn more because of your hard work, because of what you can do and what you've learned to do and all your skills.
Mm-hmm.
You pay more because someone puts a gun to your head.
Yes, but you have to pay more to earn more.
Yes, so you don't get shot. So you don't get put in jail. So you don't suffer. You pay more.
Yes, but again, you're earning more money.
That has nothing to do with the government.
Yes, it does. That's the whole concept of our tax system. Our tax system is based, like, okay, you make $100,000, you pay more than someone who makes $50,000. This
is true.
All right, so you earn more, you pay more. You go out there and you earn more money, you're going to have to pay more. That's just that simple. If you don't want to pay more, then earn less. Your choice.
You're conflating two realities, okay? The source of the money, okay, is the individual. Then the government comes along and shakes down the individual for their money.
It ain't shaking down. It's paying to live in this country.
No, because people live here without paying.
Yes, but they don't earn the money. It's more, you're right, because it isn't you're paying them to live in this country. You're paying them to make money.
Yes. You're paying them to make money in this country.
Correct.
You make the money, not them. You.
Yes. But you are paying them so that you can make money. If you don't pay them, you're not going to make money.
No. You make money, and then they take it from you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Get that. Okay? Because if you stop making money, they stop taking your money. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you make more money, they take your money.
Yes.
Take even more of your money.
Yes.
Okay? They want a taste of your money. That's what's happening. They want a taste of your money.
So what do you think tax rates should be in this country?
I don't care. The point of the matter is that they should not be wasted. That's my point. My point is,
look, I can agree with you. There's a lot of frivolous spending that should be looked at, and it should be looked at probably before we ever increase taxes.
I think that honestly, the halls of Congress and stuff should be nearly empty, because to be a congressman should be a life of poverty. Like, that's what I think.
Congressmen don't make that much.
Oh, really? There's no millionaire congressman?
Yeah, but they don't make that for being a congressman.
Oh, Maxine Waters? Ever heard of her?
Yeah, but you know how much congressmen make, right? Because they make the same amount.
Well, then how come she's a millionaire now?
Because she has other forms of income.
And what are these forms of income based off of?
Well, generally, lobbying money.
They're based off of her being a congresswoman.
Yes, but the government doesn't pay her that money. Government only pays her, like, I think Senate pay right now, like, I can look this up real quick. I think it's $150,000.
That's way more than I make.
Yeah, I understand, but it's not like a crazy high amount. Yeah, $174,000.
$174,000
for a rep. I think Senates are $193.
Yeah. Now look at the gubernatorial positions.
That's different every state. So.
Yeah, I know, but that's even more insane.
Yeah,
like,
governors do get paid a lot of money, more than the president.
Yep. So I myself, maybe this shouldn't be that way. If politicians made, I don't know, near minimum wage, that we wouldn't have damn near problems. Also, if there was a restriction on being able to earn money through lobbyist organizations, like coming into the position with money, that's different. But leaving the position with the dollars, I don't know if that's.
Well, here's the thing. First off, I agree with you on the lobbyist thing. That would be nice. If we allowed them not to take money. Like, you're not allowed to take any money just given to you. Every bit of money you have to work for, and you have to show how you worked for it, you know?
To be clear, I'm not saying that a government regulation should be passed. I'm saying the people should expect this from their people. I'm saying they should elect people who either already have the money or are willing to accept a lower pay is currently offered.
But here's the next question. If we pay senators, let's say we start paying senators $50,000 a year, which is not a bad pay, but how many people are actually going to try to be senators that make $50,000 already a year.
Very few.
Exactly. And we want more of those people to be in Congress. So we want to give them to Senate or incentive to run.
No.
You don't want a bunch of millionaires sitting in Congress, do you?
I don't care. Honestly, I don't care, because a millionaire congressman could get there right now, but they don't.
Yes, but that was the whole concept behind giving Congress pay originally. Was we don't want just rich people to go for Congress. We want people who are going to be just regular Joes working on the farm running for Congress, This especially holds a lot more true in state representatives than it does with national representatives.
Which is a partial truth, but in reality,
it doesn't work that way. So yeah, we know.
Are other for individuals to make money, in particular, like with lobbyists or being a consultant, another thing that a lot of people make money.
Plus, it costs so much money to run for Congress.
Either we make, that's another thing. Like, either we make sure that candidates who don't spend that much money win elections based off of their platform, and that is up to the media entirely, because they could change that in a heartbeat. But no, they don't. They don't give camera time to the people they don't like. So then buy other resources, and billions of dollars is wasted on just getting their name out there. If there was a streamlined process for that, that would cut the costs in half. But regardless, solving the problems of the world is always easier from an armchair than it actually is in reality. I think that the very beginning would be the people need to choose candidates that either are self-sufficient and therefore not answerable to anyone else but their own interests.
Which is what they did with Trump.
Right, and it turned out pretty well. Or to somebody who has grown accustomed to a life of service, not interested in money. Okay, so
Mr. Sanders.
Yeah, bullshit. That dude's a millionaire.
Shut up. Go ahead.
The worst part is he's a secret millionaire. He doesn't want to tell anyone. Like, at least Trump, he'll wave money in your face and be like, yeah, I'm fucking rich. Sanders, he'll try to, oh yeah, I'm for the people. I'm with you. And then he'll go to his fucking limousine.
It's true.
He does.
It does happen.
Yeah. And
right.
I used to. I've seen it.
Go ahead.
What do you call it? You look online, you can find young Bernie Sanders arguing against Milton, I think Freeman, I think his name is. Based like this sort of like libertarian type dude who just spouts realistic stuff. It's in the 70s and stuff. I wish I knew his name, but there's some really good debate. Well, not really. It's basically he's mopping the floor with young Bernie Sanders, but I think he was a professor at the school he went to.
Yeah.
But you should. Young Bernie Sanders is basically the same person. It's really sad. Yeah, you would think he would learn something, but no. He's basically as idealistic as he has always been, and you can only get that way if you've never suffered it. Like, seriously, someone needs to kick this guy in the nuts and rob him or something, because he needs to realize that life is not a sweet place.
All right. We got to wrap this up here.
Anyone listening, don't actually kick Bernie Sanders in the nuts and rob him.
Oh, man, they're going to come after you, dude. They've already got that plan.
It was a joke.
You're done, man. They're going to dox your ass.
That's the worst thing on YouTube right now. Yeah, me suggesting someone should kick Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, true. It is. It really is.
Yeah, it's getting pretty.
All right. So